I'm on a roll. I don't want to stop. Remember when that incident down at public storage, extra space storage happened, and I extended my leg back, and I thought that I hurt my leg? Well, the limp that I got on my right side, that pain that I keep experiencing that makes me wobble like I'm drunk, I'm going to say that's where that pain came from. And as I came to this motherfucker to have them do an MRI, and that Dr. S stabbed me with Haldol instead of doing an MRI on my leg to tell me if it was damaged or not, which again would have told me if I had metal screws. Dr. Pinto, I said, was a facilitated deal between Bobby Joe Champion and Paul Thiessen. I said that every time Bobby Joe Champion and Paul Thiessen decide to abuse me as, Spidey and the Black Panther of Wakanda, they do what the fuck they want. So Paul Thiessen had his private doctors meet me here and stab me with Haldol. And again, the security guards for me was more at fault because they grabbed me, they subdued me, they held me down, and the one put his elbow on my neck. And as the one put his elbow on my neck, he tried to choke me. Now, let's remember now, we had the incident where my mother was here, right? Where, again, they brought my mom. I brought my mom to the hospital, I thought, with her walker, dropped her off, said I'll be back, gonna go park the car. When I came back, they said my mom wasn't here. They said Terry or Renee came and got her. And then me and that sheriff got into it. Why? Because my mom was here. Terry said she didn't have my mom. Renee said she didn't have my mom. They said my mom was in this motherfucker. So as that sheriff came out and slapped that Mountain Dew out my hand, I called that, again, assault. I said that sheriff who on behalf of, again, Bobby Joe Champion, Paul Thiessen, who slapped that pop out my hand, needed to be arrested. But they said, no, Sharon, you're crazy. Why? Because the state of Minnesota, as an independent United States Constitution state, can abuse you. They said, Sharon, you ain't got no standing in this motherfucker. And again, let's be very clear. I said under Bobby Joe Champion, like I said, I feel a type of way. I ain't got no cigarette for sale. They're $15 thanks to Ilhan Omar. They have now raised the cost of a pack of cigarettes to $15. You do not have the right to smoke because some group of people said you should not smoke, even though you're in the United States of America. And if you want to kill yourself smoking, you should have the right to do that. They said you cannot, buy them appropriately because you're a broke, busted bitch. You're black and you can't afford them. So they raised them to the price of $15. They also took what I consider to be the menthol out of them. Right? I said that under the import-export Donald Trump new created deal, R.J. Reynolds got to make the cigarettes because Donald Trump dropped a bunch of motherfuckers off here by train, and they were now stuffing our Newports in R.J. Reynolds boxes that him and his motherfucking kids bought. So then we didn't get Lorillard Newports anymore because Bobby Joe Champion, through Donald Trump, with the churches, was now creating a pipeline of money for them. And that's that $6 million that paid off that church and their mortgages in Brooklyn Park, I bet. Did the True Believers Church get to pay off their church? They own their church. I said that one of their members was targeting me down there by the Salvation Army as one of those cars my son had through the Ian Leonard STEM program structured where that car was going to break down. They had a True Believer member right there on the spot to change the tire on that car that day. Had it not been for that True Believer, I probably wouldn't have had that tire changed. And then right after that, that church was erected. That's what I said. Now be very clear. Under the Bush law, I don't know if Bush said that the churches was now supposed to discriminate and intimidate against people who wasn't a church member. And if you're not a church member, then that means that you cannot get supports and services from the church because the church is now getting funds from the Department of Human Services to help its members. And if you're not a member, then you're not getting supports and services. Was that how that deal was made under Bush? Because Bush said that you were depriving students in the state of Minnesota of education. He said that you was in his mind structuring education, which denied us access to it, so he started shutting down your schools. Is that right? Because I thought that we were fighting to make our classes smaller because they were oversized, and that as we fought to make them smaller, they were now trying to make them, bigger again. And I didn't know if that was by closing our schools or adding foreigners, right? Because as a foreigner, that's extra work for the teacher because the student, might not speak fluent English. My dad said Bean was having a problem in the American school. Is that a fact, Tony Lung, Blong Yang? Bobby Joe Champion, on how his mom was being adjusting to American schools appropriately? I'm asking. Because did you steal funds from me and my children for being instead?